In 25 minutes, we've got a Diddy survivor on, Rocco, that we've never had on the channel before. We were supposed to have Courtney Burgess on as well, but we've had to move Courtney Burgess to Friday. So Courtney Burgess part 3 come in Friday at 9 p.m. UK. So please get your questions ready for Rocco. I know Devil Doll. The attack in New Orleans, it's disgusting. Disgusting. It's you can't go anywhere these days and think that you're safe. Anything can happen. So before we get into the stories, it's mostly Beyonce, Jay-Z, bit of Diddy. I'll go over the headlines. Thanks for tuning in for OG Shadow before this as well. What a story, man. We thought he was a goner, honestly. I'm so glad he's still alive. We've been friends for years. And that was a close call when he got lanced in the neck. I couldn't believe what I was hearing when he described getting lanced in the neck in Mexican prison. Can you imagine? Wow. And he's back at it. He's going to be YouTubing in no time. He's got his channel up. He's got 50 subscribers now, thanks to everyone who tuned in today. So I'll go over the headlines first. So we did cover the lawsuit stuff with Jaguar Wright a couple of days ago, the back and forth between Busby and Spiro. So 3 stories have come out today in the last day in the UK. Solange Knowles deeply concerned for Beyonce as she continues to support Jay-Z amid the R-word lawsuit. We've got Beyonce's mom reveals private conversation with Jay-Z after liking post about his child R-word accusation. We've got Jay-Z's attorney claims expired deadline should sink the R-word lawsuit against the rapper in the new filing. And on the Diddy front, we've got Ashton Kutcher, Mila enjoy road outing with daughter amid Diddy drama. Kardashian slammed over boring Christmas as fans theorize about why they toned it down amid Diddy drama. Beyonce sticking by Jay-Z despite heartbreak over the age, comparing the age to the same age as the daughter. And then if we do a general news, let's see, the last hour. Jay-Z supports Blue Ivy at Mufasa premiere with Beyonce. Let's see, in the last 24 hours. Judge blasts Jay-Z's lawyer in decision to deny dismissal versus Jay-Z receiving good news amid legal battle with Diddy. Diddy's banking on getting some love from the legal system by piggybacking whenever it goes in Jay-Z's favor away from Busby. Diddy's like, yeah, I'm going to get some love because the enemy of my enemy is my friend, even if he pretends not to be my friend. We've got Beyonce's mom admits she ignored Jay-Z's advice. Beyonce scores legal battle win over Blue Ivy's name while Jay-Z faces setbacks. LeBron James channeling his inner Jay-Z. And Kendrick Lamar at 40th birthday party alongside NBA friends and family. Beyonce standing my husband, etc., etc. All right, let's get into the first one. Remember, we covered the video of Beyonce's sister attacking Jay-Z in the elevator. Well, now she's saying she's deeply concerned about Beyonce's career and well-being, how it is being impacted by the ongoing backlash from Jay-Z's shocking R-word lawsuit. Yep. So, as we know, he's locked in this legal fight. We've looked at the toing and froing of it in these news updates. And the Mail is revealing that while Beyonce has been left upset and concerned by the fact that the case has yet to be thrown out of court, she has chosen to stick by her husband amid the accusations. Stick for now. Solange has exclusively revealed that Beyonce has been left fearing, quote, that there could be no coming back if Beyonce continues to support Jay-Z, the father of the 3 kids. In fact, an insider is claiming that Solange has long been vocal about her distaste of Jay-Z. Yeah. After he was caught being unfaithful to his wife, Solange told Beyonce she warned her a decade ago and she wouldn't listen. The source has confided to the Mail. See a few trolls enter in the chat. Let me just get the blockage out. Yeah, I just got a blockage out there. It's hilarious, isn't it? When you're over the target, they come at you with all kinds of nonsense. We've got the troll channels. We've got a huge campaign against Busby right now. Huge campaign against Jaguar Wright right now. And I'm not going through anything near what they're going through, but there is a campaign in full swing against me right now. I've been through a lot when I was covering Epstein. So what they're doing right now is nothing in comparison to when I was covering Epstein. And when I say campaign, from my own experience of what I went through, a campaign consists of trolls, hackers, rivals jumping on, piggybacking, the cops, and the intelligence agencies, dark ops. If it gets to that level, then you're pretty much... In my case, it got to the trolls. This is when I was covering Epstein, got to the trolls, rival podcasters jumping on, hackers. They took my account for days, my YouTube account. The cops, I was reeled into a cop shop and they put restrictions on me for reporting on survivor cases. I go to prison if I don't abide by these restrictions. But yeah, so sadly, when these campaigns are getting launched against you, people get sucked in as well by it. And but I know you guys, because you've seen what they did when I was covering Epstein. You guys are all hardened to the crap these people come up with. All right, so Solange told Beyonce she warned her a decade ago, and Beyonce wouldn't listen. Back in 2014, the video footage emerged of Solange attacking Jay in an elevator. And even when they're dragging her off, she's like trying to kung fu kick him. We did show and go over that video. In what remains one of the most shocking celebrity fights ever captured on camera. Wow. The CCTV video, bought at the time by TMZ for $250,000, shows Beyonce and her sister and Jay in the elevator as they leave a Met Gala after party at the Standard Highline Hotel in Manhattan. Before the doors had even closed, Solange jabs her finger towards Jay and appears to start shouting angrily before throwing herself towards him, hitting and kicking him. And then the security guy restrains her, but she still lashes out with her foot, furiously kicking Jay. Despite the family rift that followed the elevator incident, the fact that all 3 parties called for a truce, Solange is said to be deeply concerned for not only her sister's well-being, but for her career too. The insider is claiming the Cranes in the Sky singer believes if Jay-Z is brought down, it will affect Beyonce on so many levels that there could be no coming back if she continues to support him. All right, put a 1 in the chat if you think this is the year that Beyonce is going to drop her support for Jay-Z. Because I think this is going to escalate. I think Professor Hamamoto was correct when he told us that there's a hostile takeover of rap. Diddy, Jay-Z are just pawns on the board. There's more coming. The banksters are behind it, the bloodline families. These guys get too big for the boots. They bring in the fresh pawns to fulfill their agenda. And Diddy sure got too big for his boots, folks. Suing Diageo PLC for racism and winning after they paid him $1 billion, including for Ciroc. Yeah. So the source is noted that Beyonce is presently putting on a strong united front with Jay-Z, but she's getting immense pressure from her sister, who is now telling her, I told you so. Yep, it's all coming out. And we've seen this tit for tat with Spiro and Busby. Spiro trying to quash the case, force the woman to be identified. Torres, the judge, siding with Jane Doe, continuing anonymity. Spiro saying the SA case should be dismissed to a number of issues, technicalities, expired deadlines, locations involved. Said that Busby glossed over critical details that nullified the case. Sorry, I've come down with a bit of a cold. All right. And then Spiro told the court he intends to file a motion to dismiss, citing the timing of the events as the legal statute the woman is suing under had not been implemented until 3 months later in December of 2000. And Tisa Tells did her research and believes that all of the inconsistencies that the NBC hit piece outlined in their cherry-picked manner, those inconsistencies actually fall into place and become consistencies if you look at the 2003 awards. And Tisa Tells has said that Busby is looking into that, which will change the time parameters in this case. Because Spiro is saying in legal docs that the statute can't be applied against the rapper retroactively. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Nunya. The woman said in her legal filing she was living in Rochester in 2000 when she made her way to New York and befriended a limo driver who drove her 20 minutes away, but 20 minutes time essentially ensures that the alleged incident did not occur in New York City again, invalidating the lawsuit. Oh, it's a poppycock. You cannot, as we know from the Catholic Church cases, these traumatized people, when you've got these historical allegations, if they get time parameter details wrong, the case is still upheld and goes forward. All right, so sources are saying that Beyonce is heartbroken that his accuser is claiming to be in a similar age to the daughter Blue Ivy 12, but she's 100% behind her husband. So she's trying to launch Blue Ivy, and Jag Wright spoke about this as a mini-me. Oh, thank you, Joe Mama, for the super chat. She's trying to launch Blue Ivy as a mini-me Beyonce with the adult makeup on, and it just looks really bad for the brand in the context of Jay-Z being brought up on these allegations of the kid being 13 at that time. I don't know who's advising these people, but you would think they would think twice about putting her out there like that and then having everybody dressed in white, like they're rubbing it in. It's crazy. They think they got the club behind them, and they do have the club behind them presently. And as I've said from the very beginning, there's so much more at stake versus Diddy with these two that the club are going to try and hold it down. Charlie Robinson, who came on, if you missed that one, he said they're going to hold it down until the NFL thing in February. There's too much money at stake. Well, that's the vested interests. But other vested interests who are cracking the dam in the first place, we believe that they will dominate due to the hostile takeover of rap as they get rid of these people who are too big for the boots, Professor Hamamoto told us. So this is very stressful to deal with for Beyonce because everything is in the public eye. And being a mother of a daughter at a similar age, Beyonce was blessed with a life where she usually had control of her own narrative. But now her life's spun out of control with this. And there isn't anything she can do except for support him. But she's going to be by his side. La-di-da. All right, let's go over to another one. Beyonce's mom reveals private conversations with Jay-Z after liking the post about the child R-word accusation. I think she deleted the like. She's 70 years old. She claimed originally that her Instagram account had been hacked when people noticed she'd liked this post. But now she's admitted she's finding it hard, this is in Vogue, to ignore negative stories about her family and likes to fight back. But she often uses voice to text, which tends to misunderstand her southern accent and prompted some advice from the rapper. Quote, my son-in-law Jay will say, listen, if you're going to read somebody, at least spell your words right. Don't misspell your words, Ma. You can't do that. Take your time and go over and spell check your stuff. Tina replied with, I don't have time for that. She also shared that Beyonce and Jay-Z's oldest daughter, Blue Ivy, has offered her her own advice. Every once in a while, I'll get a call from Blue, and she'll say, Grandma, that's really whack what you did. That's really whack. You should delete that. I'm like, girl, I'm on to the next thing. And all of the comments are like, there you go again, Miss Tina. So Tina also told Vogue that sometimes she likes negative stories about her family on social media by mistake. Wow. Because if I'm busy and I'm going through the thing, I'm like, oh, that's Beyonce with so-and-so. I like that. And then the fans come back and say, Miss Tina, please erase that because you're liking some negative post. After her account liked the negative story about Jay-Z, however, Tina wrote, I was hacked. As you all know, I do not play about my family. So if you see something uncharacteristic of me, just know it's not me. And then added the caption, please stop playing with me. No weapon formed against my family shall prosper. The post like her account was shared and captioned, breaking news. Jay-Z Diddy named in lawsuit alleging R-word of 13. And as you know, we've got to always add, there's a presumption of innocence for Jay-Z. He's not been criminally indicted. Neither. I mean, Diddy has been indicted, but he's pre-trial and there's a presumption of innocence with him. And he's saying that he's going to beat the case when he goes to trial. They're swearing their innocence up and down. So we've got over 2,000 watching across all platforms. We're about to bring Rocco in. Let me just check if he's in the studio. Now, tomorrow night, we've got Tommy Scoville doing his usual 2-hour show. While he's doing that, I am going to be doing a pre-record with Sammy the Bull. As you know, my documentary with Sammy the Bull is coming out on HBO Max on the 9th of January. And Sammy the Bull and I are going to release our pre-record on January the 11th. Yeah, looks like I can see Rocco. He's in the studio. I'm gonna bring Rocco in a minute, guys. So Sammy the Bull and I, we're gonna release our pre-record on the 11th, and the documentary goes out on HBO Max on the 9th. And it's quite funny because, you know, this campaign against me right now, I think we're all saying that one of the big things was I'd completely made up the Sammy the Bull story. And then the same, like within days of them all saying that nonsense, HBO Max announced the documentary. I made an absolute ace of these people who we know they cannot be taken seriously. Did they apologize? No, they just doubled down and went on to the next thing. That's what they do. When there's a campaign against you, there's no point in you trying to explain yourself, because you can tell them the truth and they won't get online and apologize and say they was wrong about that one. They just move on to the next BS they're trying to make up about you to try to destroy your reputation, and it never ends until YouTube wipes them out for cyberbullying, which is always the best thing to do with these people, is completely ignore them, because they always end up drowning under their own toxicity. Yeah, so it'll be the first time I'm speaking to Sammy the Bull. It was the son who was running the ecstasy ring that was rivaling mine, who tried to kidnap me. And we're going to be going over all of everything that happened in Arizona. And it's going to be interesting. All right, so I'm going to end this one. And please come over and say hello to Rocco. Get your questions ready. And we've got Courtney Burgess coming in on Friday night, folks. Much love and respect wherever you are in the world.